type is the scripted web services. So in direct web services, we are directly provide the table name, and if it's a soap, then just we have to provide the whistle, or then you have if it's a REST, then you can go to the REST API Explorer. In that, you can select the corresponding table and query if any needed. Then you can directly get that one. And for the import set, then you have to create the staging table. So what if you need any more validations apart from the out of box things, then you can go with the import set. So now you can create the same, like you can create your own web services either in a SOAP or REST, right? So in that you can create your own request type and response. I will show you how you can create that one. So let me go to the scripted web services. So first I will go through the SOAP, okay? So I'm creating the new one. Okay. So whatever name you provided here, it will automatically add in your Vistal endpoint.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can here you can define your function name. So I will make the function name as get incident. For example, here I will show how you can get the incident details by incident number. So now you are giving the incident number, and then what are the details you are getting, then you based on your requirement you can define here. Okay. So in out of box we have two parameters, request and response. Okay, let me save it. And here you can create your input. So here let me pull number. So if I provide the number, and what are the things I can get? So let me use state, save, and short description. Okay. Sorry, I provided the one state. I insert and stay. Okay. So for this one, for demo purpose, I have created one number as the input parameter and two output parameters. So based on that, you have to provide the script here. For example, gr equal to new client record. I hope you know aware of that client record concept previously, right? Yeah. Gr.get. So I am querying the number with our request parameter, request dot, then you will get the input parameter, right? I provide the number and response. Response dot state equal to then gr dot your state and response dot short. Sorry, I thought this is a short description. Short underscore description equal to gr dot short underscore description. Okay, so this is the sample one. Okay, if your requirement is large, and based on that you have to write your own script. So what are the things you need from the third party to provide the information? Okay, you can here you can restrict that response. So let me go to the, yeah, I'll open this one. Okay, for to show your that response, I have enabled the Whistler extension in my browser. So here is the extension. So if you click there, so you can see our created method. So I created one function, right? Get incidents. That one is create. You can get. Then if I click that one, so it will ask about our input parameter. Okay. So now I will go to the incident table. Sorry. So I copying one of the incident. So if you click go, then you can get those details. Status one and short description. So enable shows. Okay, I think I mentioned the name as wrongly mentioned. One second. See, this is the one. So the name should be the same one. So here you mentioned as short underscore description. Previously I mentioned that I missed the underscore, but I added the underscore here. That's the problem. So again I execute it. Okay, and provide the same one. Then I click go. I think still I miss something. Unable to access the share folder. Once again, description. Let me type another
No,
one.
no, no,
Description.
no, no. Go to the incident table and check the value short description available or not there. First of all, incident table, and then check backend value of a short description.
No,
I
I
think
think I
incident.
miss. No, if that one, then it will show the empty one. Actually, I miss some of the. I mistakenly. Sometimes I spelling mistakes also available, right? So that's the problem. Let me try copy that one. I saved it. So let me refresh it. I didn't mention any access. Something is missing in the description actually. So let me try to pull caller name caller underscore ID. Let me try that one.
No, no, no. Actually, got it now. So description mentions same error, not error. I think this is not error.
Okay,
Can
okay. I
ah
think I thought
ah
is something is different.
right,
Okay,
right,
okay.
right. It's not an issue.
Okay, okay. I didn't see the description properly. So I thought
Actually,
if something is giving any some error. Okay.
so in actually description short description mention this error type. So that's
Okay,
confusion.
okay. Okay,
So
okay.
just can you check there and check once again? So uh, doubt is clear.
Which one?
Once again you check in incident form, short description and description, and check
Yeah.
once again. Mhm.
Yeah, when I added the short description, so I got the unable to access the share folder. So when I add the descriptions and I got the please provide access. I confused with whether I am receiving this one. I didn't
Right,
give any authentication, but I received the error. Okay,
right, right.
this is
You
a
change once
sample to.
again. Uh,
Yeah, I can. Yeah, let me try to call this incident.
right,
Yeah.
right. In server down.
unable to send receive. So this is a short description, and now I added the description unable to send the or receive email.
Mm,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, this is how now I called that Vistal file from my Chrome extension. So likewise, that third party can able to get that one. So likewise, you can add your own function also here. Okay, now I created a get incidents like that. You can create your own. Actually, for scripted web services, you can create only one function as it's a scripted one, right? For that normal table API, you can create your own functions, like how you are creating the REST API. REST functions like get, update. Likewise, you can create your own functions. Okay. And same thing, you can create your own scripted REST API. So here only difference is, so here you can you are mention the function name and you wrote the script, but here you have to mention your API ID and API name. So from that only it will give the proper format of a REST API endpoint.
Okay. So name and API ID is important.
Yeah. So it will automatically add and then API namespace. So I already show you in that one API REST API Explorer, right? We have that one namespace. If we start with the SN underscore, then it will be the out of box one, and if it start with the X underscore, then it will be the created by the other application. Now you are creating the scripted REST API under the global application, but it's a scripted one, not the out of box one. So that namespace will be the your own number. So now I am working on my own development instance, so I am getting this number as a API namespace. If in the real time when you are your customers buy that ServiceNow instance, then you will get your own name based on your client or customer. Okay.
Okay.
The same way you can see, now I have created one thing, right? Then you can go to the Explorer. I didn't ask for resources. So just I'm getting the incident, get incident. Then I save it. Same script you can mention here. I think I can copy that same script if I open. So I don't have that one. Apply record of incident. Get number comma request dot, same thing only. Okay, but the endpoint will be the different, that you will get the whistle. Now you are getting the API
Mm,
slash kind of things. The endpoint will be the different. The logic will begin, the logic and scripts everything same.
okay.
Geo response dot state equal to geo dot state. Yeah, I saved it. So these are nothing, just they are providing the format. As I said, so in REST API you can get different type of format like JSON, XML or text like that, right? So that one. So likewise, so for testing this scripted SOAP message, I use the extension of Chrome extension Visual Chrome extension for testing purpose. Here I am using the REST API Explorer. Okay. So as I said, the namespace. So you have to select the corresponding namespace, and it will list all the API names. So if we are creating another one scripted API, REST API under the same namespace, then you will that APIs will be listed here, and then that corresponding function resources here. And in SOAP, they are calling us function. The same here, the term will be the resources. Okay. And here I am adding the number as a parameter, the same incident I can get. Then I sent. See, this is a success message. Here I think I am putting the wrong request request dot number, response is state. Yeah. Yeah, Ravi, actually, I will go back to that my previous instance, demo instance, and I will let you know what mistake I have done. Now I couldn't able to find it. Actually, it's a simple one, same thing, SOAP. So you have to write the coding and you have to provide the request parameters and then corresponding response, whatever needed to be written based on the request. So you have to write the coding like that only. It's a simple coding. For demo purpose, I wrote the incident table and I query with the um, query with the provided number, and in the response I use the state field. Like that, if you want to query multiple tables or you need any validations based on the request, and you have to write your own coding here, and it will return in your response based on the coding. Okay, the same thing only, but here I mistakenly something I have done, so it's not properly provided or anything. I in my actually this instance I have used lot of configuration done, so something is blocking, I hope. So I will try to I'll try to fix that one in offline, and I will show it to you tomorrow on the next session. Okay,
Oh, okay.
something is blocking in my scripted REST API. Okay, and then next actually, so this is along scripted REST APIs. So likewise, so this one I want to show you that one. So in Vistal, so you got that function name and that in entered with dot wsdl, right? But in the script REST API, so you will get that your own namespace and that versions. So you can able to create your own versions. So that thing I can show you. Yeah. So here, right, enabling version. So if you enable that version, so that also you can see it in here. Now is the latest one. So if you are enable the versioning, then you can add your own version. So if it's in V1, then I refresh it, then you can see the version 1. Okay. So now that coding has some issues, then you are fixing that one, that you can add a new version, then V2 will be work. Like that, you can make your own versions for that API also. Or that is the main difference between the Vistel and REST. And also your API ID and relative path. Relative path in the sense your resources. Resources in the sense the same and functions. Whatever you wrote in SOAP, the same function. But here the term will be the resources in REST API. Okay. So you will get the endpoint like this one. Your instance name and API and your namespace and your function name. If you have provided any version, then the version will be added between your namespace and your resources. Any doubt here?
No, no.
Okay. Then these are the sample status code. So most probably you will get the 200. If that connectivity is established successfully, then you will get the 200 as a status code. And if you are receiving 201, then it's same as its connectivity is successful, then record is created. So if you are using a get function, then you will receive 200 as a success, and if you are using the post, then you will receive the 201 as a success for creating the record. In the response, whatever you define, that response will become. And in the 204, then it's when you are using the delete method, then you will receive the 204. So these are three are the success code. Okay, then if you are receiving the 40x like 401 or 404, then it will be the something is wrong. Either your authentication is failed, or you are receiving your connectivity is failed, or your request. So in previous one, so you wrote the code right. If you are writing this syntax wrong syntax, or if you are providing the request having the any spelling mistake, then that code will not work. Then you will receive some kind of 401 or 404. And if you are receiving the 500 plus, then it means that the server error. Okay, sometimes in the target server will be down, or your source server will be down, then that time you are receiving the 500. It's related to the server error. Okay.
Okay.
This is some snapshot I picked in my previous session. So this first REST API slime, same like I captured for SOAP. So this for recording purpose. So like some same thing only. Just you have to provide your API ID, and just you have to provide the script, whatever request parameters and response parameter. Okay, but in your if you are working in a large environment, if you are they are monitoring any other uh, large they are storing any large data and you need to process it, then you have to do lot of validations in the scripting part. So you need to much aware of your out of box ServiceNow APIs, like ServiceNow script like recorder, like query. And if any out of box APIs you can use, then you can use that only in the scripting. Okay, so these are the web services available in ServiceNow. Okay, we have to cover Pro Designer Integration Hub, blah, blah, blah. So before going to these concepts, let me explain about the import set. This is majorly used in integration. Okay, so if you type import set, we have these much modules. So for example, let me tell you one scenario. So you in your organizations, they are maintaining the user records in the Excel sheet. Okay, now they are want to import those datas in the ServiceNow user table. Then you what you have to do? It's not in the separate tool. It's just in the Excel sheet, or they are maintaining in and they are stored in some other place like a SharePoint or Drive, OneDrive, or in their local database. Okay, then you here you have to select. You can't use the web services kind of things in that case, right? Then for that one you have to select the import set concept. So for that you have to create first data source, and then you have to create the transform map. So
Right.
whenever you create a data source, then it will automatically create your import set table. So here they are calling as a staging table. So your source will be in the different format like Excel sheet or whatever file format or CSV file format. Then they are maybe they are using in their face base, or they can store in your SharePoint or OneDrive, whatever it is. So for that one, so you have to create the data source. And whenever you create the data source and you are loading the data, then it will automatically create one staging table that is called the import set. And from that, you have to create the transform map to map into your target. Okay. So this is the data source. Let me open one form. Okay, so whenever I provide the import set table name, then it will automatically create the backend name. Okay, and we will have the lot of type. So file in the sense you have to attach the file, and JDBC means you will get the mid server and what is the format of that. In JDBC in the sense you are connecting to the any other database. Okay, so what is the database type? You have to select, for example, if you are selecting in MySQL, so you have to mention your database name. Whatever database name you are adding in the MySQL, and port. This batch import in the sense it will import the based on the count of records. So if you MySQL having lot of records, then it will import first 1,000 record as a one job, and then it will query the other set of records. Then it will like the patch import. It will not import all the record at a time. It will import one by one,
Okay.
as
So
I said.
that time you click on use batch import only one by one.
Yes. Yeah. So if you uncheck, then it will provide all the records as a single one. Okay. Then for example, so for to connectivity purpose, so you have to provide the, if you are selecting MySQL, then MySQL username and password, and server you have to select. Then if you want, so if I select none, sorry, if I select Oracle, so if I select file, then it will show the file path. So if I select JDBC, then it will say that query and query timeout and table name, those fields will be appear, and here you will have that option whether you need all the records from the corresponding table or specific query. If you are selected the specific query, then you have to write the query, SQL query. If you are selecting the Oracle, then also you have to query. Same thing for three types. This is for JDBC. Okay. Then if you are selecting the Oracle, then you have to provide the Oracle SysID and Oracle port. These are the difference between the format. If you are selecting MySQL and SQL, then based on your database type, you have to provide that details. Got my point for JDBC.
Got it.
Yeah. Then if you are selecting the LDAP, then you have to provide the LDAP target. So whatever LDAP you already added in the ServiceNow, then that will be display. Then if you are selecting this is already available. Then if I select the user, then it will pull all the LDAP users from that LDAP configuration. Okay. Then this is also one of the database. And if you are using the REST, so I can explain this one from when we talk about the integration hub. Okay, there we can create a lot of flow actions. Then you have to call that action here. Okay, action type. So I will explain how you can create the action and how you can call that one here. And this is one custom load by script. This is you have to write your own data loader script, and you have to create the import set fields here, and you can query or you can write your own code to load the database, to load the data in your import set, like how you are writing the code in the web services. Likewise, you have to write the code to load the data in your import set table. Okay, let me first explain about the file. So if it's a file, then here you can select, as I said, you can attach that file as a attachment, or if it's a that file is available in your FTP or SharePoint or SFTP, then based on that you can select these things. If you are select FTP, then you have to provide the corresponding server and file path, and you have to provide the authentication, that is username password. Then if it's a SFTP, then you have to provide the server and corresponding port also to connect to that SFTP server.
Authentication means username and password, no?
Yeah, username and password. These are all database, right? So most probably import set will be used for the database integration. So those web services will be used for most probably that ITSM integration, incident form or user table. So those integration, so you can use the REST message, and here it most probably import set and export set will be used for the database CMDB integration. REST also you can use in your smaller environment, but if you are in the larger environment, then import set and export set will be the best option. Okay, these are the best practice in mean that one. I meaning that one. You can use any type of integration in anywhere, but most probably if you are using the ITSM module, then REST is the best option, and import set is the for CMDB. See, let me create new user. For testing purpose, I will create new user and I will try to import those user in the another instance.
Okay.
Okay, test user one, I save it. Test user two, here I have provided first name and last name and title and what are things, language and everything. Okay, just for demo purpose, I saved it, right? For the test user one, I will not add anything. Okay, coming back to that test, I have export as Excel. Before that, I will add city, company, and last name and first name. And export as Excel. I downloaded it. So here we have a lot of types. So here I have attached as a XLS, then I saved it. Okay. Then if I, so for testing, before you are proceeding to the transform map, they just load 20 records. So you can view there what are the fields are available in that attachment. So this is the import set which is automatically created. And if I click, yeah, one by one I will show you. So for that load, it will create one import set record. In that import set record, you can see the rows, how many data records are imported. Okay, and logs. So in that log, it will show how many records are available in the attachment and how many is inserted or updated like that. Okay. So if you are transform, then you will get that in another logs for the processing. Now it's just loader, so the state will be in the loaded state. So if you are create after that we are creating the transform map, and then you can click transform, and then you can select the corresponding transform map, and then you can proceed the mapping. Okay, these are the loaded data, so you can enable it. So first name, last name, name, city, class, whatever we have in the attachment, that will be created in as a import set field. Automatically it will create. So we are exported, right? So let me open the Excel sheet. So you can notice that two updated fields are created. So this one is out of box field. Whenever you are creating the table, this field will be automatically created, right? That field is the system sys underscore updated on. But this field will be created based on our attachment. So here we have that updated value, updated field. So for that, this one is creator and user ID, name, email, active, created, updated, class, city, then those things. Target record error. I will move that those things in down. Okay.
Okay.
And now no transform map is created, right? So I will create the transform map now. So now we are loaded, just 20 records you loaded. So if you have that 1000 records in your Excel, 1000 rows in your Excel sheet, and if you are clicking the load 20 record, then first 20 rows will be imported in your import set table. Now the staging table have the 20 records. Now is a good to create a transform map. So I created and target table as user. So here also you can write your coding. So if you want to restrict, if you want to ignore that transform map before you start that record processing, then you can make your coding, or if you need any validations, those things also you can write in here. Okay, I saved it. Then here we have two options, auto mapping and mapping assist. If you are click the mapping assist, then it will show what other fields are available in the import set based on your sample 20 record, and if, the target fields also will be available. Then you can map like that. So if you are here selected as active, then here is the active. Then based on that you can add that one and save it. Now we are using the out of box fields, right? So if we are clicking auto map matching field, then both the fields will be saved, right? Then automatically it will create those fields mapping. So in the staging table we have the city field, and the target also we have the same city field. For example, now for sometimes in the source they are having the user ID as a employee ID, then you have to map that employee ID to the user name, then it will not automatically map. Then you have to choose the new map. Then you have to select the source field will be as a select the employee ID, and then you have to select the target field as username. So if the name is mismatched, okay, that time you can use the new button under the field map. Okay, here another one option we have, there's a Galaxy. So now you are importing. So for example, now I have created the two test records in the user table, then I have attached that one, and then it will create it will import into the your target, I mean the ServiceNow user table. Again, if you are loading the same data, then you should overwrite your previous record, not should not create a new record. Then it will be your user table will be having the lot of duplicate, right? To avoid that one, you can use the Galaxy as a primary key. Okay, here I will use user ID as a Galaxy, because user ID will be your unique value, right? Right, in user table we will have the same multiple person have the same name, but user ID will be the unique one. So here I have choose the true. For example, so let me try that. Let me explain that one. So now I am not using the Galaxy. Then I have saved it. So already I have loaded that data, right? I will choose a transform. Then I have choose that import set, and that corresponding transform up, I transform it. Then let me go to the sys underscore user table. Okay. So if I select the Excel sheet, then you have to mention your corresponding sheet name and the header. So I missed that one. So sheet name number 1 and header row is 1. I saved it. Okay. I load all the records. Previously the run transform link was not available. Right now we are created the transform app. That's why now it's showing that one. See, as I said previously, only you received two logs for loading the records. Now you are receiving the another two logs, which is for the processing the record. So now the state is moved to processed. Okay, let me go to the user table. So now you are receiving these two records. So now I am not using the collects. So I will reprocess that one. Now it's moved to bending state and then again is loader. Then I click transform. Then I use the same transform map and I clicked it. I will try to load again. Load alt record. So same record I'm loading. I'm running the same transform map. So now we can see what is happening. So now that same record is processed again. Why it's not processing? I removed the Galaxy, right? If you are enable the Galaxy, then only it will not import. Actually, you should attach the attachment in data source, not in the transform app. So 9 record is processed. I run the transform. I think in the table itself, they are using the username as a unique ID. That's why it's saying as two records are not able to insert. Then if that table is not set the primary key, then you can use that function as that functionality here itself in transform map. Then you can use the Galaxy as a primary key. Now if I select user ID as the Galaxy, then you can previously that those record is saying as error, right? Now it will be moved to the ignore state because the same user ID is already available. That Galaxy field majorly used for avoiding the duplicate insert. So let me explain. So if I added the email address test at gmail.com. Sorry, I saved it. See, the user ID will be the same, but it should not insert those record. You should upload the previous record with the new email address. I removed it and I have attached the new file. See, now everything is updated. Instead of the insert, it will update the old one. See, so if I run the same thing in reprocess, then now it's ignore, because we are using the Galaxy and we are attached the same record. So no changes are there when compared to the previous one and your attachment. So it's ignoring that one. This is for that only we are using the collax in the transform map. Got my point?
Got it.
Yeah. And in the transform, this is another one concept, and another one, if you want if you want to restrict the insert func scenario in your transform app, then you can use the transform script. So in the transform script, we have that these much options when you are running the transform app. So on start, in the sense, it will uh, run this script when you are click the transform. That means the transform will start, and on after, in the sense, it will start, this script will run when your transform is completely done. Got my point?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you are selecting the on start, it will start when that transform is start, that time it will run. And if you are selecting the on before, then that on before transform script will run for every record. So here we have 9 rows in that Excel sheet. Then if we are using the on before, then that transform map will be run for each record, each rows, not related to your file. So on start will be run based on your files, and but on before will run based on your number of rows. For it will run for each rows, and on after will run for after your rows processed. So for example, the first row, when on start, it run when the transform map is start, and then on before script will be execute when the first row will come, and if the first row transform map is done, then on after script will be run. Okay, and on complete will be run once all the rows will be processed, then on complete transform script will be run. If you need any validations after your complete import, then you can use the on complete transform map script. So likewise, you can use on reject. On reject also will be run after your transform row. Only the on start and on complete will be run based on the complete input. Okay, got my. Can you catch the difference between these functions?
Yeah, yes. On start, on before, on complete, and on reject.
Yeah. So let me explain. If action equal to insert, then you can use
No
ignore
record equal to
equal
true.
to. Then if I select the on before, right, then it will check for the each row. So if that row is insert, it's come under the insert scenario, then it will ignore it. Okay. Likewise, you can write your script for your complete scenarios. And for example, if I select on complete, just I mention GS info, transform map complete. I have inserted. Likewise on start. So to differentiate it, then so for that I have used that info function. Okay, it started, and I will add another one, transform map demo on before. On after. So I wrote 5 transform map. So most of the things I have used the info function. Okay. So let me try to run the same source. Loaded. Then I ran the transform map. See, on after should be run 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And this one is the on start. On start should be run only one time, and on complete also will be run at only one time. You got the difference between these things, right?
Right, right.
And I can show the data source with the other type also. Yeah, demo. So LDAP also I can show when we are discussing about the LDAP, and rest also I can show, and custom load. Okay, now let me create new one. Leave it new. So here, we have that import set table, right? Whatever table you have, that name you can create here, and you can use map. You have to create one object like map object, right? This is the object definition, and you can use insert. Sorry, you copy that import set table. So automatically this parameter value will be set as this one, your current import set value. Okay, then insert of your rows, that is a map. Then for that you have to convey that one as of your map. Okay, then if you are you can provide the import set fields. So when you are attaching the Excel sheet, and when you mentioned first row as a header, then whatever that header row having that the column name will be set as your import set field, right? So like here you have, when you are using the custom load by script, then you have to mention your import set fields like username. As for test, and map that email ID equal to test@gmail.com. Sorry, my internet connectivity is lost. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. For demo purpose, I provided a sample data. So now we are creating as a object. So I think no need to pass as a JSON. Just we can pass the object like that only. So this is the another one way of importing the data into your staging table. Just I load the data 20 records. So now I pass the static value. So just is inserting 1 1. Okay. But the logic is same. So it will create automatically, it will create the fields like whatever you name provided, right? So those things will be imported here. So likewise, you can make your own coding. So if you are querying the table and if you are inserting those record here, for example, I am querying the user table. Actually it will not be in the real time scenario, but in real time you have to, like now you are creating the rest message, right? You can call that rest message here itself, like global dot sn underscore rest message, those functions we have. So you got those script here. Let me open the rest message. So previous script usage, you will get that script, right? How you are calling that REST message. So now you are having the REST message, then you can use this script in their custom data loader. Okay, you can copy that one and you can process your response. So in the response body, if you are receiving the multiple tier rows or the multiple records, then you can process it using the JSON parser and you can load those data into a staging table. Got my point? How you can use that one? So you can copy that one and you can in real time, most probably when we are using when you are connecting to a client environment, then you have to use the REST messages or JDBC connectivity, then you can use those scripts in your data custom data loader script. For just for demo purpose, I have used a simple client record with a sys underscore like incident table gr dot add query with active as true and gr dot, yeah, set limit with 5 gr dot query. I am using that same name, just I will modify that value gr dot description description and gr dot number and gr dot state and gr dot what we can use priority, yeah, somewhere. Okay, the close bracket. So here we have to use that map value for each record. So I have include that function inside your while function. Okay, let me load all record. Something is wrong. Priority gr dot. I wrote something is wrong. Gs dot description. Now you understand, right, how you can use the data loader script to load the data into a staging table. So after once the data is coming to a staging table, you can create your own transform map and own transform script and to complete your mapping. Are you there?
Yes, yes, I will there.
Actually, something I wrongly mentioned. I think some spelling mistake, I think. Let me change the name. Do we need to mention this like this one? No, right? It's inserted to the while, but it's not mapped. Right? Something is wrong. Yeah, I hope I wrongly mentioned the name. Priority spelling, I think it's wrong. State STAT and priority is the right one, right? In the incident form, priority field value, I mean the name will be the priority, right? PRIORIT, something I mentioned wrong. So now I used description, number and state. Okay. And I save it. So now I just click the record and map to the import set table. You can use REST message or you can use some other flow action and whatever it is. You can use those things and based on the response from the third party, then you can load those data into your import set table. I think the state is the wrong one. Okay, I remove it. Priority is the correct. Now we can able to load the data. So now I added different fields, right, in the map function. I mean map object. So you can see those data for each load. This is the recent load. So we have that 5 records. So as I say, limit with 5. So it will get the first 5 incident record, and then I have used the number and description alone. So it's showing the number and description alone. Do you have any doubt in this? The
No,
data
in
load.
fact, no, just no.
Sorry,
No any doubt. So clear.
you already aware of the data source?
Yes, yes, I already aware.
And that's why you didn't have any doubts.
Right.
Okay, let me know if you need any more additional information on this data source, and hope you are aware of that. Did you aware of that robust transformer?
No, no, not in scripting part. Not of means aware of this thing. Robot transfer. Yeah.
Okay. Scripting in the sense in the custom loader, you're not aware of that one previously.
Right, right, right.
Okay. Okay, same way. So once you done it right, so how you can trigger? You can either trigger with a schedule import or in the business rule or somewhere. So let me open the related list. So import set and schedule data import. So you know aware of, I hope you know aware of the schedule job. Likewise, you have the schedule data import. So it's also the schedule job. So here you can mention which user should run that one and what basis, whether it's a daily basis or weekly basis or like that, and time also you can mention. If that weekly basis, then you will get the option as day when we have to run that one and in what time. And if you are monthly, then which month you have to choose. And if it's periodically, then which hours. Periodical in the sense how much interval you need to run that job, whether it's a 30 minutes or whether it's a 1 hour like that, and when it's starting from. And then if it's a parent, so if you are inserting the incident or change or problem, then first you have to insert the incident and then change and then problem, right? Then only in the problem you can create the relationship between the incident and problem. So if you have that much sequence, likewise in CMDB, if first you have to insert the server and then only you have to insert the desktop or laptop, those kind of classes. So like for that scenario, so you have to sequence the data loader job. Okay, so that's that time you can use that one. And demo schedule. So here also we have another one feature is a concurrent input. So for now, for demo purpose, we have inserted 2 user or 7 user like this. In the large environment, sometimes you are getting the above the 20,000 of records in the single request from the source, either SOAP or REST. So in the data loader script, you can call the corresponding SOAP messages. In the SOAP message response, whatever you done, you got in the response, then you will process it and you will import those things in the import set table, then you will create the transform map, right? Then but it's difficult to process the lot more than 20,000 records at the same time. Then it will come up with the performance issue of the instance. So to avoid that problem, then you can use the concurrent import set. So here when you choose that one, so it will process the record parallelly. Okay, like if you have the 20,000 of records, then you here also you can choose your options. If you choose custom size, and you can choose 10,000. So first 10,000 record will be inserted into your one import set and it will process it. And in parallelly, the next import set will be created under the same concurrent import set and then it will process parallelly. Then it will avoid your performance issue, and it will speed up the transform map process. Then you can achieve the integration simply. Then if you are choosing the custom script, then you have to write the custom script. So for example, if you want to process the some email category of incident in the separate import set, and phone call, if it's the incident raised by phone call, then those incidents should be processed in separate import set. Then you can use this script, and you can, based on the category or priority or based on your caller ID, then you can categorize it and you can process those in a separate import set. And if you are using the round robin, then in the system itself it will automatically create the corresponding import set under the concurrent import set. Okay, so concurrent import set is the parent one, and that based on the count of records received from the data loader, then it will map those records into the corresponding import set. If you are receiving the 500, then first one will be in the first import set. Then it will create the first 10 import set. Then after that, the 11th one will be added in the first import set, and it will the processing will be done in the parallelly. But in the normal import set, it will once that all the datas are loaded, then only it will trigger the transform map, then it will process. But in the concurrent import set, whenever the loading is in progress, then that time itself, where whatever the record is loaded already, then it will trigger the transform map, then it will processing it. That is a major benefit of using the concurrent import set. Got my point, Ravi?
Yes, 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 got it. Concurrent import.
Yeah. Then, if you need any pre-validations before loading the data, before loading the data into the import set, then you can write your script. And if you want to write any validation after your transform app completed, for example, if you want to clear the invalid records based on some of the field validations, then you can use that your codings. So these are all kind of your scripting part.
If you like our videos, then subscribe to our channel and be a part of the journey with GoLogica and stay connected with the latest videos.